time in Formula One when speculation, gossip, and sheer chaos take center stage. And 2025 is already delivering the goods, folks. The rumor mill has fired up early. So early, in fact, that it feels like someone accidentally hit fast forward on the timeline. The Daily Mail, ever the purveyor of spicy paddock whispers, dropped a headline that had fans spitting out their morning coffee. Aston Martin is reportedly eyeing Max Verstappen as a midterm replacement for none other than Fernando Alonso. Yes, you read that right. Aston Martin, the rising phoenix of the F1 grid, apparently has its sights set on bringing the unstoppable Dutchman into the fold after Alonso's contract runs out in 2026. Now, before you start imagining Verstappen in British racing green, let's pump the brakes. Aston Martin's response to this rumor? Well, let's just say they didn't exactly roll out the welcome mat for the idea. A spokesperson for the Silverstone-based team dismissed the speculation with language so colorful it could probably be banned in certain countries. While we won't repeat the exact words, the vibe was clear. This is not happening, at least not according to them. They labeled the rumor as shaky at best, outright laughable at worst. And yet, here we are, talking about it. Because if there's one thing F1 fans love, it's a juicy what if. This isn't the first time Verstappen to Aston Martin has been whispered about. The gossip started simmering last summer, and despite repeated denials, it refuses to die. Aston Martin's leadership is adamant. There's no plan to lure Verstappen, no backroom deals being cooked up, and certainly no secret handshake agreements ready to spring into action. But let's not forget that in Formula One, where there's smoke, there's often fire, or at least a poorly timed engine failure. Now, let's rewind to December 2024, when Marker threw the big question at Verstappen himself. Would he consider a move to Aston Martin or a partnership with Alonso or Carlos Sainz in the future? Max, ever the master of saying a lot without really saying much, responded with a tantalizingly vague, "You never know what might happen in the future." It's the kind of line that drives fans into a frenzy of over-analysis. Was he hinting at something? Was he just being diplomatic? Or was he simply enjoying watching the internet explode in speculation? Adding to the intrigue, GP Blog reportedly managed to track down Verstappen's manager, Raymond Vermeulen, for a comment. And what gem did they get? A dismissive "how nice." That's it. No elaboration, no denial, no confirmation. Just a deadpan response that could either be genuine indifference or the ultimate poker face. It's classic F1 intrigue, where even silence speaks volumes. But let's not lose sight of the bigger picture. Max Verstappen is currently locked into a lucrative deal with Red Bull that runs until 2028. That's 3 more seasons of guaranteed dominance, or at least the opportunity for it. And while Aston Martin might be the flavor of the month for rumor mongers, there's a far more realistic contender waiting in the wings: Mercedes. Toto Wolff, the master strategist of the paddock, has been laying the groundwork for a Verstappen move for years. In 2024, he openly courted the Dutchman, and Mercedes has been quietly building the infrastructure to make it happen. Kimi Antonelli, the young talent promoted to a race seat this year, is seen by many as a bridge driver who could pave the way for Verstappen's eventual arrival. But let's be real, Verstappen's future hinges on more than just a paycheck or a shiny new car. It's about timing, performance, and, above all, ambition. How Red Bull performs this year will be crucial, as will their ability to navigate the massive regulatory changes coming in 2026. If Red Bull continues to give Verstappen a car capable of breaking records, why would he leave? On the flip side, if their performance falters, or if Max feels like he's hit a ceiling with them, the allure of a fresh challenge at a team like Mercedes or even Aston Martin could become impossible to resist. And what about Aston Martin in all this? The team has been on a meteoric rise, transforming from a midfield struggler into a genuine contender under the leadership of Lawrence Stroll and the engineering wizardry of Dan Fallows. With Fernando Alonso at the helm, they've already tasted the podium and are hungry for more. But Alonso won't race forever, and finding a replacement who can carry the team into its next era is a top priority. Verstappen, with his unmatched talent and relentless drive, would be the ultimate successor. But can Aston Martin offer him the package he needs to leave Red Bull's empire? For now, the rumors remain just that, rumors. Aston Martin has denied it. Red Bull is focused on defending its crown. And Verstappen, ever the enigma, is keeping his cards close to his chest. But the mere possibility of a Verstappen move, whether to Aston Martin or Mercedes, is enough to keep the paddock buzzing. Because in Formula One, no door is ever truly closed, and the future is as unpredictable as a rainy qualifying session at Spa. But wait, there's more. Because the silly season wouldn't be worthy of its name without a cascade of additional wild theories, fan speculation, and just enough tantalizing hints to keep us all obsessively refreshing our feeds. Let's dive even deeper into this Verstappen to Aston Martin scenario and why, despite all the denials, it's such an irresistible topic. First off, let's not underestimate the power of timing. Fernando Alonso's contract running out at the end of 2026 perfectly coincides with the year everyone expects to see the Formula One landscape reshaped by new regulations. If Aston Martin can position themselves as a front-runner in this brave new era of F1, snagging Verstappen would be less about a gamble and more about completing a championship-winning puzzle. Lawrence Stroll, never one to shy away from bold moves, knows that signing Verstappen wouldn't just make headlines. It would put a giant exclamation mark on Aston Martin's transformation from underdog to apex predator. And Verstappen is no stranger to taking calculated risks. Yes, Red Bull has been his fortress, the team that nurtured him into the unstoppable force we see today. But Max is a racer at heart, and racers live for the thrill of the fight. If Red Bull starts to stagnate, or if their post-Adrian Newey era hits unexpected roadblocks, Verstappen might look at Aston Martin's upward trajectory and see a challenge worth embracing. Let's not forget, he's already achieved more than most drivers could dream of. What better way to cement his legacy than by bringing a historically great team like Aston Martin back to championship glory? And then there's Mercedes. Toto Wolff isn't the type to take no for an answer, and has been openly wooing Verstappen like a man with a mission. Mercedes has been steadily rebuilding, and the idea of Verstappen stepping into Hamilton's shoes is tantalizing, to say the least. But would Verstappen really want to follow in Lewis's footsteps, or would he prefer to carve his own path with a team like Aston Martin? The dynamics are as fascinating as they are complex. Meanwhile, the dominoes this could set in motion are staggering. If Verstappen were to make the jump to Aston Martin or Mercedes, what happens to Red Bull? Sure, they've got Liam Lawson as their next big thing, but filling Max's shoes is a task of Herculean proportions. The ripple effects will be felt across the grid, with driver lineups, team strategies, and even sponsorship deals all potentially thrown into chaos. And let's not forget the fans. Verstappen moving teams would be seismic, not just for the sport but for the global fan base that has rallied around him. Imagine the memes. Imagine the debates. Imagine the sheer pandemonium as Verstappen fans and team loyalists clash over what it all means. Social media would become a battlefield, and we'd all be here for it. But for now, it's all speculation. Aston Martin is sticking to their denials, Red Bull is focused on the here and now, and Verstappen is playing his cards so close to his chest that he might as well be wearing a poker face helmet. The reality is, 2025 is shaping up to be a pivotal year, not just for Verstappen but for the entire sport. As teams gear up for the most significant regulatory overhaul in years, every move, every decision, and every rumor carries weight. So, what's next? Will Aston Martin's alleged pursuit of Verstappen turn out to be more than just idle gossip? Will Mercedes finally reel him in? Or will Red Bull find a way to keep their golden boy locked in for another decade? The drama is only just beginning, and if there's one thing we know about Formula One, it's that the unexpected is always just around the corner. So, here we are, standing on the edge of yet another silly season masterpiece, with whispers of Max Verstappen donning Aston Martin green or taking up residence in a Mercedes garage rattling the paddock and setting the internet on fire. Is it all smoke and mirrors? Maybe. But isn't that what makes this sport so damn intoxicating? The possibility that, at any moment, the F1 universe could be turned on its head? Aston Martin denies it, Red Bull pretends it's business as usual, and Toto Wolff's probably somewhere sketching out a 10-year plan with Verstappen at the center. Meanwhile, Max keeps us all guessing with that devil-may-care smirk and a few tantalizingly vague comments. This isn't just silly season, it's peak Formula One drama, the kind of soap opera that keeps us glued to our screens, overanalyzing every interview and dissecting every Instagram post. But here's the thing, whether this rumor fizzles out or ignites a chain reaction that reshapes the grid, it's proof that F1 is more than just racing. It's a narrative, a spectacle, a battlefield where every move carries weight. Could Verstappen redefine Aston Martin's legacy? Could Mercedes finally steal the crown jewel they've been eyeing for years? Or will Red Bull find a way to lock down their ace and silence the speculation once and for all? Whatever happens, one thing is certain. 2025 is already serving up more twists than a Monaco hairpin, and we're only getting started. So buckle up, smash that like button, and subscribe because trust me, this is the kind of drama you don't want to miss. The silly season isn't just